Hello everyone, today I will be reviewing this, the Rapido F59PH in Go Transit livery. I thought I'd try something a little bit different because normally I only review 00 scale models and I don't think I've ever reviewed a diesel before. So today I am trying to review a Canadian diesel locomotive. So that should be fun. So anyways, very quickly, here is the massive box that this thing came in. Very protective, full of foam on the inside. On the end of the box, you can see mine is item 19005, and it is an HO scale GMDD F59PH in Go Transit livery, and it is number 557. And mine is just a DCE silent version. So with all that said, let's get into looking at the locomotive, as the instructions that come with this locomotive, as usual from Rapido, are very long, and I do not feel like going through them. So starting with the front locomotive, you can see here that you have the Go board here, and some nice handrails around the front. These handrails are made of metal on this locomotive, which is very nice, as I believe every single other American diesel I own has just plastic handrails. If you look down at the cow catcher, there is some lights molded there. These ones do not work, and there are a bunch of vacuum hoses and pipes. Going up the model, there are more handrails, some little ladder runs here, some handrails up by the cab, some handrails over the cab, separately fitted windscreen wipers, and this massive horn here, which is very unusual looking on this locomotive. Turning to the side, you'll see there's the visor over the cab. The cab windows are picked out and nicely painted. There are handrails on the side, and you can see this livery is very nicely painted on, including all of the stripes. There is very little paint bleed, if any, in these sections, and the Go Transit logo is very nicely painted on here. You can also see the steps here. I don't know how well this will come up on camera, but these steps are separately fitted and etched, and they look incredible. The bogies are also very nicely detailed. There's lots of separately fitted parts on them, and on this rear bogie there are even like little actual chains that are separately fitted, so that's pretty cool. And you can also see here there's these fuel tanks with loads of pipework attached to them on the underframe, and lots of other underframe detail that you really can barely see just there. On the back, more handrails that are made of etched metal, more ladders for getting on top of the locomotive, and so on. The other side is basically the same. I also didn't mention that these grills here are etched, and you can sort of see into them. It's very hard to see in them, but they are etched, and they look very fine and realistic. And these little vents here are also etched, and you can actually see inside the locomotive. There is no interior behind them. You can literally just see the circuit board, but I still think it's pretty cool. And yeah, that's the sides, and then up on the roof here, there is also plenty of detail. You can see these battery boxes here. I don't know what this is, but it's separately fitted and it looks great. There's also little lifting rings, which are also separately fitted, and I believe they're made of metal. And then these grills here are etched, and you can see the fans behind them. A little harder to see into these ones just because of the style, but they're still etched, and they still have the fans behind them, despite the fact you can barely see them, which is great. So yeah, this model is very well detailed. It also has a detailed cab with seats and little controls in it, but it is very hard to see inside of there. There's like very little, it's very hard to get enough light in there to see. I don't know if it's painted, but like it's so enclosed it doesn't matter that much, and there is detail in there, which a lot of North American models don't have to begin with, so for diesels anyways, so that's pretty cool. So anyways, that's the detail of this model. I think it looks great. Definitely one of the most detailed models I own, as you'd expect from Rapido. So now I'll get this down on the track and run it. Down on the track, the Rapido F59PH is a very smooth runner at moderate to slightly slow speed like this. As you can see, the Loco is also very good at crawling at slow speed. As you can see, it's most smooth around this sort of speed. So you can see when the Loco is running forward, it also has working headlights, ditch lights, and marker lights. And when running in reverse, it has a working tail light. And as you can see in either direction, the lights underneath the steps light up. The Loco is hauling along goods train, as I don't have any appropriate passenger cars for the locomotive to pull. As you can see, the Loco isn't struggling one bit to pull this long train, and is doing so at a fairly consistent speed. Here are some more running shots of the locomotive. Overall, I'm very impressed by Rapido's F59PH, and it's definitely the best North American locomotive that I own, and probably one of the best in general that I own. The model's very pricey, and I paid just over 200 Canadian for this DCC ready version. However, I do think it's worth the price, as it is very detailed, has quite a good lighting package, and it runs incredibly smoothly, and I can see it lasting a very long time. That's going to be all from me today, though, so thank you for watching. I hope you found this review useful, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a good day. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!